My mom took my inheritance and bought herself a car that she never uses. So I told her she'd better hand it over or I'm calling the police. And now she's fuming. Hey everyone, I've never posted here before, but this has been eating at me and I'm honestly starting to wonder if I went too far. So here it goes. I, 18 female, was raised by my grandmother after my dad passed away when I was a kid. My mom has never really been involved. She's been around like she technically exists, but emotionally and practically she hasn't raised me. It was always me and my grandma figuring life out together. After my dad passed away, I received monthly financial support from the state due to his passing, and my grandmother helped me save most of it. That money was meant to help me in the future, especially since we didn't have much. A couple of years ago, my mom randomly came over and had this great idea. She suggested that we use my savings to buy her a car. She said she'd use it to drive me to school, take my grandma to her doctor's appointments, help with groceries, stuff like that. At first it sounded helpful. She made it seem like the car would be useful for the whole family and that she'd be doing something good for us. So we agreed. I trusted her. We bought her a car using the money I'd been saving for years. Fast forward a bit and surprise. She barely drove it. She was constantly scared of driving, especially parking, and kept saying she was afraid of getting into an accident. The car just sat there most days. Meanwhile, I was taking the bus, walking long distances, and trying to juggle university life while we literally had a car we paid for just sitting outside. Then I got my license. I thought it would be simple. I'd ask her to let me use the car to get to class or run errands for my grandma. But every time I asked, she gave vague excuses like I might need it later or let's see, next week. It was always pushed off. It started to feel like she was just keeping the car for the sake of keeping it, even though she wasn't using it and it was technically mine. Eventually, I snapped. I told her that if she didn't give me the car by the end of the day, I'd go to the police and tell them everything. How she used my benefit money to buy herself a car under false pretenses and then refused to let me use it. She got super quiet and ended up giving me the keys. But now everyone's saying I went too far, that I threatened my own mother and acted out of line. I don't know. I didn't want it to come to that, but it felt like the only way she'd take me seriously. So, am I the butthole for threatening to report my own mom over a car I technically paid for, or was I just standing up for myself looking for honest opinions?